Hi, family in Christ. Amanda here. I actually forgot in my last video to mention my mom came here today and we were having a conversation. And can you believe that my 5-year-old son, his name is Aiden, he came and sat down and said, I had a dream last night. I kid you not. I cannot. Oh my gosh. I kid you not. He said, I had a dream last night. And me and my mom were in deep conversation, about things going on in this world. I really wasn't paying him mind. I just assumed, okay, this is a child trying to grab our attention. So sometimes, and I have to be better with it. I kind of let him talk, but I don't necessarily like listen as well as I probably should. So I just think it's a child's talking. Oh, and I'm sorry, guys. This is my little son. This is my baby Noah. You say hi, Noah. So I wasn't listening as well as I should, but apparently my mom was. And my mom became intrigued by what he was saying about his dream. So he said, I had a dream. And I said, so, okay, so what was your dream, Aiden? Go ahead and tell us. And he says, oh, I was in the bed last night. I was sleeping in the bed and I was transported. These are his words. These are not my words. He says, I was transported outside and I was in another house. And I didn't pay attention to the word transported. I think I was so kind of looking forward to getting back to having the conversation with my mom that kind of just went over my head. But apparently my mom paid attention to it. So anyway, me and my mom finished off our conversation. I didn't pay up the dream any mind at that point, but me and my mom finished having the conversation, and then she took my son because he's going to be spending some time with her, through the weekend. So I remember she gave me a call about maybe 20 minutes after she left, and she goes, Amanda, I listened to Aiden's dream again. And I said, okay, so what was the dream? Because mind you, I didn't hear really what he said too well the first time. I didn't pay attention. She says, he said he was sleeping in the bed next to his dad, and then he was transported, again, the word transported, to be in one place and then immediately be transported to another place. He said he was transported outside and he was in a new house. And my mom asked him, were you afraid? And he says, no, I wasn't afraid. I just had to get to know the new house. And in a 5-year-old's mind, I mean, there's not really too much you can actually pull, like as far as detail from my son, because he is very limited to his exposure to the outside world. I've cared for my son since he was a baby at home. I've just like how Noah is, he's always been home with me. I'm blessed to be able to work from home. So I've never put him in daycare. He has no exposure to to the outside elements that in a way that would, I guess, plant in his head enough details for me to pull more information out of him. I can ask him certain things, but the way he responds is very limited because of his language, his very limited language and things like that. And I say all this to say that my son had a dream. It sounds like to me, it sounds like a rapture dream. That's what I take from it. And very specifically because he uses the word transported. Now, let me tell you, I've never heard my son ever say the word transported. He's 5 years old, just turned 5 in May. I've never heard him say the word transported. But when he was describing this dream, he said the word transported, as in to be in one place and then immediately be put into another place. He was transported outside, and then he was in a new house, and then he had to get to know the new house. And immediately what I told my mom, I said, that sounds very similar, because I know that God says, I will prepare a place for you. And so I find encouragement from that dream. I actually think it's beautiful. I think it's extremely beautiful that a child can receive dreams like that. Like I said, I look at it as a rapture dream. And let me tell you something. My son, I go, my son doesn't tell me dreams. He doesn't say, Mommy, I had this dream last night, or Mommy, I had that dream last night. That's never been a thing. He doesn't, he never comes to me and talks about his dreams, because I was under the impression that he doesn't remember them. But today, in front of me and my mother, he sat down and he told us what his dream was, and that he was transported from his bedroom to outside and then into a new house. And he had to get to know the new house. So I just want to share that with you, family. God bless you, Noah. God bless you, Noah. I wanted to share that with you, family. And I would love to hear what your thoughts are on it. I can't speak and say that that dream was from God. Because again, it's not a dream that I've received. It's a dream that my son had. But it sounds very, very similar to to rapture dreams, in the sense that you're taken, from one place to the next. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. And again, I will be back if I ever receive anything from the Lord. If I feel that the Lord has given me something to share, I would absolutely be back. But if not, I will see you guys around.